WowRadioCT.com, 97.7 FM WATR. It is 1:08 on this Wednesday, day before Thanksgiving, 2025, with Pam Landry. And I am very excited. First of all, we are live on YouTube. You can go to youtube.com. You can look up Wow Radio CT, click on live, and you'll see us in the studio. And it's me, and it's Neil, and it's RUCHIN. And we're going to do some talking here today because there's a lot to talk about. I am, first of all, fascinated. Welcome to both of you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
You're Connecticut residents, correct? What town do you guys live in?
We are in Newtown.
Newtown.
Yeah.
The town with the giant flagpole.
Correct.
That's the one.
I'm familiar with it. That's a beautiful town, Newtown.
It is beautiful. We have been there 4 years. We were in Weston before.
Oh, okay.
And the story that we are going to talk about unfolded in Weston.
Okay, so what happens in Weston doesn't stay in Weston. Apparently, it moves to Newtown and parts beyond. First of all, you guys have written a book, and you're here to talk about the book, which is just about to come out. It's coming out on the 9th of December. You can pre-order it on Amazon. It is called, and you named it after your last name, the Kansal Clunker, and that is spelled Kansal. Just to make sure that we got the spelling right, because that's very important. The Kansal Clunker, which began as a clunker but didn't end up that way, for starters. So we're going to talk about the book, we're going to talk about the car, and we're going to talk about the trip that you took in the car that you fixed up. But before we do that, I just wanted to talk a little bit about you yourselves and who you are and what you do other than fix up cars and drive across the country and write books about it. So, RUCHIN, you're the dad. You get senior priority here. You go first.
I thought you were going to say senioritis here.
Senior. Well, sure, if that works, we'll take that. I know that you're an educator.
Yeah.
You're way too smart for me. I'll put that right out there. You're a professor at Seton Hall and Brown.
Yes.
Two not very well-known colleges. Nobody's ever heard of those colleges.
Right.
You're teaching at both of those simultaneously?
So my full-time appointment is at Seton Hall, and I have a visiting appointment at Brown.
Good grief.
But yeah, I spend most of my time at Seton Hall teaching there.
And what do you teach?
I teach leadership, innovation, and management. And I do a lot of work around artificial intelligence and healthcare, because my background for the last 20 years has been in healthcare.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
In what form?
On the business side,
okay.
Helping launch companies, helping with the adoption of technology like AI into healthcare, and also a lot of innovation around how do we reach patients with new ways of financing, with new technologies and new ways of approaching.
Have you written any books about that?
Yes. My first book was released in 2017. It's called Redefining Innovation. And it is a look at how we can think of innovation more broadly than what we tend to think of it in a very narrow way.
So we can innovate innovation.
We can innovate innovation.
Interesting. How many books have you written?
You
said my first book.
I'm working on the third one right now.
Oh, God.
So the third book comes out next year, and it is going to be on how to navigate work and work life.
That's important.
Yes.
Yeah, that's something I would have liked to have known about before I was, quote unquote, grown up. That would come in handy. So you're doing all of that. You've held senior executive roles in a number of companies, but you have a lifelong passion for building cars and travel, and that's what kind of brought us together here. And then your son Neil is here.
Well, hello.
Neil, what do you do?
So I'm just starting out my career. My list of accomplishments is nowhere near that long yet.
It's pretty good, though.
But I graduated from college at Washington and Lee University in Virginia this past May with degrees in biology and data science.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
A double major.
A major and a minor, but getting there.
Yeah.
And I'm just starting out as a consultant working on public assistance programs in the state of Kentucky.
Oh, no. How did you end up with Kentucky?
I went where they took me.
Oh, okay. And I'm sure there's a lot of need for that in Kentucky. Yeah.
Oh, it's some good work.
Yeah. Excellent. You're also a certified EMT.
I am.
That's important work.
No, it's been an enjoyable experience. I haven't done too much with that recently, but I hope to, pick up some volunteering shifts soon.
Nice. That comes in handy. And like your dad, you're a car enthusiast.
That I am.
Okay, so now we know a little bit about the two of you. Together, you have written this book. You took a trip together in this car that you reconditioned, which you lovingly call the Kansal Clunker, and you've written a book about. And I have to say, let me just read this excerpt that I have. And RUCHIN, you wrote this. Clearly, you have a way with words. I believe these are your words, and you can tell me if I'm wrong.
Sure.
Not all journeys begin with a roadmap. This is you,
Yes.
right? This is beautifully written. Not all journeys begin with a roadmap or a destination. Instead, they start as an idea, a whisper of possibility that grows louder daily, nagging at you until you can no longer ignore it. I know the feeling. For us, meaning you and your son, Neil, it all started in the summer of 2020 when the COVID-19 pandemic brought the world to a standstill. Life had become routine, predictable, and frankly, a little dull, which I think a lot of people can agree with. That was when Neil, my son, partner in crime and co-pilot on this adventure, expressed his interest in learning how to drive a manual car. The only problem? We didn't have a manual car. So then it begins.
Then it begins. Neil, you want to talk about why you wanted to learn a manual?
Yeah.
So here you are in the middle of COVID's shutdown.
That's correct.
And Neil, you decide, I want to learn how to drive a manual car.
Yeah. I mean, maybe this started out as having a little too much time on my hands, binge watching the Fast and Furious movies or something.
Okay, yeah.
But the idea of driving a manual car had always been appealing to me. I just started learning how to drive at the start of the pandemic. I actually got my license the day before the DMV shut down. I was very thankful for that.
Wow. That's so funny you say that because I was actually at the DMV like the day before the pandemic shut down because I needed to, what was it? There was some reason I was there, I forget. I had to get my license renewed or something. But how odd is that? Yeah.
Well, yeah, hey, coincidence, right?
Yeah. So you went to the DMV.
Yeah, so that was right before the pandemic. But anyhow, sitting through this pandemic, I'm bored, and I love cars. I spent my childhood with my dad looking at cars.
And you've
going
got
to
kind of
car
a new
shows.
license at that point.
Yeah, so I'm
Itching to do something with
itching
it.
to drive. I spent my whole time driving a car around, our town of Weston. That's what I did during the pandemic.
Drove around.
And,
Well, you couldn't go anywhere, so why not,
no,
right?
aimlessly, right?
Yeah. In
and-
circles.
In circles, around, whatever it may be. But anyhow, automatic cars are great, but I mean, Pam, you've driven a manual. You know
Yes,
this.
I have.
It's just a completely different experience, and you feel really connected to the vehicle, and you get to really drive it. And I really wanted to do that. And so, I went to Dad, hey, I really want to learn. What can we do about it?
And
He
you
said,
did not possess a manual car at that point.
Yeah, we did not possess a manual car, but Neil's grandparents live in India and they have manual cars. We said, hey, we are going to go there for their 50th wedding anniversary. You can learn there. But, COVID had other plans.
Exactly. Yeah,
So-
that's not happening.
That did not happen. So, the mischievous pair that we are, I said, Neil, how about we buy a used car? You can learn and we'll sell it off.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Let's not tell mom. And of course,
Don't tell mom. Yeah.
as soon as she walks in, so she's a physician and she was on the front lines of COVID. And
Oh,
she
yeah.
walks in and we say, we are buying a car. And she says, you guys are crazy, of course. But like she
She's
is,
out working and you're buying a car.
Yeah, but like she is, she always gives up on two of us.
2 against 1. Okay,
yeah.
so where did you find the car that you bought?
So, we spent a good couple of weeks looking for a car to rebuild. And we spent our time perusing, Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, and the likes, making terribly low offers on a bunch of terrible cars. And, we went to see a couple. We showed up to some places and people wouldn't show up. Or, we'd show up
yeah.
to see a car and it was missing half the pieces in it. But finally we found a gem on Craigslist. It was about 2.5 hours away in Amherst, Massachusetts. It was a 1998 Acura Integra.
Sweet.
So, one Saturday morning, bright and early, about 6 a.m., my dad and I get up and we make the drive up. And we pull into this neighborhood and there's a yard sale going on, like a big neighborhood-wide yard sale. And we pull up to this house and, amongst the junk in the yard sale is It's our diamond in the rough. The car. And so, yeah, that's where we found it.
So you bought the car. What'd you spend for it?
$1,500.
Okay, $1,500. Had a lot of mileage on it, and it was a mess.
It was a mess. It
Okay.
ran, but it was
It
a
ran
mess.
barely. So did you drive it home, or did you have it towed?
No, we drove it home. So I drove it and Neil trailed me, just waiting for it to fall
Make
off.
sure, right? The bumper
Yes.
didn't fall off, or yeah.
Yeah, but at the time I was the only one with the still rusty manual driving skill set. He did not, but we made home.
All right, so you're gonna restore this car. Did you know how to restore a car? Had you done this before?
Yeah, no, not one bit.
Not
Not
one bit.
bit.
Okay, then that leads me to a lot of questions. You're like, okay, I want a manual car because I want to learn how to drive a stick. So you buy this Clunker, which you call the Kansal Clunker after your last name. You don't know how to restore a car. What do? Do you go to YouTube?
Yeah, I think there's a pretty funny moment, and we talk about this in our book.
In the
but
book.
We've gotten home, we've parked our car in our driveway, and we're both sitting on the rock outside looking at it going, what did we just do? what do we do? I mean, where do we
Are
even
we
start?
feverish?
Yeah, we are feverish. We are like, where did we even start? Mom was always right. What do we do with
What
it?
did we do?
And then we went to sleep.
You could have just left it in the driveway and run away, right?
Yeah.
She'll find it later. All right, so you slept on it.
Yeah, we slept on it, and next day we decided to fix the wiper motor. That was the first fix.
Okay.
We were like, now we have
The
it. We have to
wiper
stop.
motor. All right, so the wipers didn't work.
Wipers did not work.
Okay. Did it have seats in it? Did it?
Pretty
Well, you drove it
torn.
home,
Yeah,
so-
we drove it home, but if you look at the pictures, they are on our website, Clunker.com. I mean, it was not something you'll call a car. It was a clunker. It had seats, but at one point the whole inside of the car was on the garage floor.
Oh boy.
Absolutely everything was ripped apart
Okay.
and then pulled back.
So yeah, and the website is the Kansal Clunker. It's Kansal, Kansal, clunker.com. You can go there and see videos of the before and after of the car, and also, of course, pre-order the book, which you want to do. All right, so now you set off to fix this car, and you're doing it through YouTube videos?
Lots of YouTube, lots of forums, and actually one of the best resources I learned was just the community around us. I mean, we had this beat-up car and we needed parts. But of course, our $5,000 budget meant we weren't buying new parts.
That's right. Now, you didn't mention this, I don't think, on the air. You set a budget of $5,000. You said, we're not going to spend any more money than that.
Yes, $5,000 was the limit. We
Okay.
have to do whatever we do with $5,000.
All right. So duct tape and
Yeah, duct tape and spray paint and severely
Elmer's
used.
glue.
Yeah, exactly. Severely used parts. But in that process, finding parts on Facebook Marketplace, going to meet people. I started to meet people who had Integras, who had worked on Integras for years, and knew the car. And everyone I talked to was so willing to help me.
Oh, that's so cool.
And so, I made a lot of friends that way.
Yeah.
Some I'm still in touch with today.
Oh, that's great. That's another side of the story.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that was a big source of knowledge for us when working on this.
So you started with the guts, right? The inside of the car, and then you worked your way out because you redid the whole outside of the car as well.
Yeah, so we did the interior first, and that involved, taking the whole inside, the roof off, rebuilding it with the $25 cloth that we bought at
Joanne Fabrics.
Joanne Fabrics. And we called it our, Maserati suede. Literally, we pulled the leather seats that were old off. We sold them for $200. We bought old cloth seats for $200, and
All
then
right.
we literally cleaned them and painted them so they looked nice.
Did
Everything
you have to
inside.
replace the motor, or was the engine? Was the engine okay?
The engine was okay, but it needed some work. You want to talk about some of the things we did?
Yeah, I mean, in the engine bay, it needed new belts. I think we put a new brake compressor in it. So there's a lot of stuff that was,
This is so crazy, and you didn't know how to do this.
no, not one bit of it.
I would be terrified.
We were terrified too. One day.
You were terrified.
One day we decided to paint the wheels, and we painted the wheels. We put them back on the car, and we started to go down our driveway, and the car was driving funny. And we were like, what's happening? And we realized we had forgotten to tighten the lug nuts. So, you know,
So, but you didn't lose a wheel.
we did not lose a
No,
wheel.
You didn't go
thankfully
far
not.
enough.
But I think that's a real testament to just how clueless we were at the start of this process.
Tighten the lug nuts.
Tighten the lug nuts and
Yeah.
learn from your mistakes, right?
How long did it take you to do this, to finish the entire car?
I think start to finish from when we got the car was about 11 months.
That doesn't seem like a long time.
Well, it was
especially if
COVID.
you didn't know what you were doing. Yeah, right. You had nothing else to do.
Yeah, but it was COVID. Even then, you were in your senior year in high school and you were applying for colleges at the same time.
And you had classes online,
you had
probably,
classes.
right?
I did.
And Roshan, were you teaching too?
Yes,
You had
I
to
was.
teach online.
I had just started to teach. That
God.
was my career transition as well. So yeah, we were learning a lot of new things together.
Oh, that's
But the
one way
car
of putting
kept
it.
us sane.
Yeah, that's so funny. Well, you found a hobby, and it all started because Neil wanted to drive a stick.
That's it.
So you found a hobby, but so you finished the car in 11 months. It's gorgeous. You change it, and I have to say, I didn't mention this on the air. I owned a 90, I think it was a 96 Acura Integra, 5-speed. I adored that car. So that drew me to your book even further because that's the car that you had. You had a 98. And it was the same color as the one that I owned, too. It was dark green when you started.
Yes.
When you finished it, it's this amazing, lime green car now. Mint, no pun intended. Beautiful car. So you finished the car. How did you fight with each other while you were doing this?
There was no limit to that fighting.
There were a number of disagreements going on during the course of this.
Yeah, a lot of disagreements, but kind of in the best way. We'd be working on something, I would say something, I go, what are you talking about? Or, vice versa,
Yeah.
oh, that's a stupid idea, right? But those discussions kind of, drove us through the process and that collaborative mindset.
Was there a lot of head scratching involved? Like, is this what we should be doing? Or maybe we should be doing it this way?
A lot of head
Trial and
scratching.
error?
Yeah, so for example, the mint lime green wrap, I mean, the reason we bought that was it was the cheapest that fit in our budget.
So that explains the color.
That explains the color.
Okay.
It was cheapest that fit in our budget.
It's
But-
great, though. I love it. It's like a big M&M.
Yeah, but to wrap the car, I mean, we had never wrapped a car, right? So we started to take off panels, and we thought if we put the panels on the table and wrap, that's how it will work. And we did the first panel that way, and it was difficult. The second that way, it was difficult, and we realized we need to leave the panels on the car
Uh-huh.
because then they provide the right tension
Gotcha.
to put the wraps on. And so, yeah, a lot of that learning by failing, learning by doing, and then that got us to really, where we got to.
So you finish the car in 11 months, and then you decide to do what with the car?
So along the way, we were like, what can we do with this car that's crazier than building the car?
Yeah, that's a hard one to top.
And we decided, let's drive it to the most challenging place in North America, in
Sure.
the U.S.
Not
which
just
is
the grocery store, but you got to go all the way.
the highest motorable road in the U.S., which is Mount Evans, Colorado, 14,130 feet. So it was going to be a 5,000-mile round trip that we
Okay.
decided to really undertake with this.
So you drive it 5,000 miles round trip, and then when you get and that's going across to Colorado and up the summit of Mount Evans.
Correct. So we took the northern route there through Ohio and Michigan and Wisconsin, and there are a lot of adventures all along the way, flying EAA certified planes, not FAA certified planes, visiting Frank Lloyd Wright's architecture. You want to
Yeah,
talk about?
world's largest rubber stamp. So my dad has an affinity for the most random attractions.
Right, the world's
The
largest
world's
whatever.
largest this, that,
Uh-huh.
world's largest lobster, world's largest stamp.
So you stopped in between to.
So we
Yeah.
looked at every attraction people don't look at. But some that people look at, like the Mitchell Corn Palace, Mount Rushmore, driving the Iron Mountain Road, one of the best technical roads to drive in America. And then we made it there. We made it there, not alone, but my wife had joined us by the time, my brother and his family, my cousin and her family. So
Did
now
they
the
meet
whole
you out
family.
there in Colorado?
Yeah. So my brother and my wife, they joined us in South Dakota, so we went to Mount Rushmore and all of those places
Oh,
together.
that's nice.
And went down to Colorado together. My cousin joined us for the last day of the summit.
And by now, everything had reopened after COVID, right?
But well, it has reopened, but there are still mask requirements
Restrictions,
in places.
yeah.
But yeah, people are back to being normal.
Who drove? Did you share?
We shared. We shared pretty evenly. I mean, both of us probably would have loved to do the whole drive alone.
That's a great way to learn how to drive a stick, Neil.
Yeah. Definitely perfected
Crossing
my skills a little bit
country.
there.
Really? And up and down the highest, the highest summit in the country.
Highest motorable road in the country.
Wow. Okay, and then you get back, and there's a lot that we're going to talk about in between. Let me mention again, it's the Kansal Clunker. You can go to kansalclunker.com. Let me hold it up at the camera over here. There it is. Comes out December 9th, and you can pre-order it on Amazon right now. It's awesome. Before I ask you the next thing about what happened when you got back, do you want to share some stories about what happened along the way, something memorable? Maybe the most memorable thing that happened when you were traveling?
Well, so readers will read about it in the book, but it wasn't all great.
Of
right?
course not.
And after the summit, an accident happens.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Don't give too much away.
Yes, I'm not going to give too much away, but this accident happens on the way down from the mountain.
Ooh.
And we are all very grateful everyone is alive. And that's all I will say. And that makes you realize how fickle life is.
Indeed, yeah.
And I think that's what made us appreciate what we have done even more. Because when you escape, not us in the story, but our family escapes the claws of death, it makes you appreciate everything so much more.
There's so much going on in this story. As I said to you when you walked in, there's a story of what led you to do this, and then the story of your trip and what you learned from the trip. And did it bring you closer together?
Yeah, absolutely.
It did.
Absolutely.
Yeah, which is a really nice thing.
Yeah.
It was a bonding experience.
It was a bonding experience. I mean, my early life, I was always on the road. So on weekends, of course, we'll spend time. But for the first time, I got to spend time with Neil before he went off to college. Yeah, I mean, for me, it was a great gift.
So kind of in an odd way, COVID was, and a lot of people couldn't say this, was a gift for you guys.
Absolutely.
It gave you this time together and to do this project and take the trip.
Absolutely.
I'm going to take a break. I have some messages to take care of. Then we'll come back, and I'm going to ask you what happened to the car, and also there's another car that you've worked on too. So we're going to find out about that because now you have the fixing up the car bug, I think. And I'm wondering if there's going to be another book. So more coming up with Neil and RUCHIN Kansal. The kansalclunker.com is the website, Kansal on Wow Radio CT. WowRadioCT.com, 97.7 FM, WATR, 133 with Pam Landry and Neil and RUCHIN Kansal. I hope I'm saying that right.
You are.
Kansal?
Kansal, yes.
Console. It's like council, but not really.
Not really.
Or
yeah.
like cancel, but not really. It's its own thing. But the important thing, if you're listening, and I hope you are, is the spelling, because you need that to find the book. And it's Kansal, the Kansal Clunker. The website is thekansalclunker.com. And I'm a huge fan of books. So giving books for the holidays as gifts is something that I love to do, and I love to be the recipient of a book. This is a great story on so many levels. So I highly recommend that you think about purchasing a copy of this book. Pre-order it on Amazon. It comes out December 9th, which is not very far away. And I don't think you're going to be disappointed at all. In the course of your trip west with the Kansal Clunker, what I just said to Neil off air was that this car, it's lime green, had to attract a lot of attention just by it not being a white car, a black car. Did you have a lot of people that stopped you or asked you questions, wanted to know about the car?
Yeah, I mean, tons of people out there. It was a magnet of attention.
I'll bet.
You'd be driving on the highway and people would slow down and take a picture of your car, right? And we got to meet a lot of people. People would come up to us in parking lots. Hey, what's this thing? Why is it that color?
What's this thing? Well, let me tell you, it's a good way to find a date.
There you go.
You know, date magnet. The green car. So you made some friends along the way. You stayed friends with some of these people that you met?
We did.
That's awesome. That in itself, I don't know if that's in the book because I haven't been able to read the book yet. Some of the stories of the people that you met along the way?
Yes, there are stories of some of the people, including the original owner of this car, Pilot Dave, who still follows us on our Instagram page and likes what we do. He's told us one day he's so glad he sold us this car because, it got a second life.
Oh, that's so cool.
yeah.
Yeah, and boy, did it ever get a second life. I mean, it's like an entirely different car, but it still has the bones of the original.
Yes, it does.
What happened to the car? Where is it now?
Yeah, so when we got back from this trip, it was the end of July? End of July, after my senior year of high school. So I was going off to college in a couple of weeks.
By the way, did the air conditioning work?
Somewhat. Somewhat for the start of the trip. And then not at all.
That was
a little bit
not
ways
in the
down.
budget.
No, it did not work. We drove through Kansas in 110 degrees heat.
Oh, that's brutal.
And we actually had to stop one afternoon and get a motel room because there was no way we could survive the heat in the car.
Oh, yikes. Did it have a sunroof?
It did. It
It
had,
does,
yeah,
I
it
see.
did
Yeah, the
have,
moonroof
it had a
thing, right?
moonroof
Yeah,
thing or
I
a
see it in the
sunroof.
picture. I have the website up.
So we got some air.
Okay, but not that's
But
not
not
enough.
a lot.
Not when it's 100. So Neil, I'm sorry I interrupted you. You came back in July.
Yeah, yep, and I was going off to college real soon. So we were thinking, we've had our fun with this car. It's not really going to get driven anymore, and it's going to sit in our driveway. It's going to rust. Things are going to break. Why not let somebody else get to experience the car as well?
You couldn't take it to college?
No, I wasn't quite allowed to.
Oh, I see. Dad said, no, you're not taking it to college?
Not yet.
Not after all the blood, sweat, and tears that you put into that, right?
Yeah, so we sold it.
Oh.
We sold it on Facebook Marketplace, similar to how we bought it.
Yeah.
And funnily enough, about a year after we sold that car, I got a message on Instagram from a mysterious person who says, "Hey, I think I have your car." And turns out this high schooler was given this car for mowing some lady's lawn for a summer.
What? Given the car?
I'm like, hey, that's a big win right there. Enjoy it, man.
So
it's a great car.
it was sold to somebody that wasn't this person.
No,
and then
no.
it ended up with somebody else,
So it's
and
been
she
making-
gave it to.
It's been making a journey.
How funny. So do you know where it is now?
Not exactly.
Yeah.
It's been a couple of years.
Oh, how sweet. I love that. Should have put an Apple tag in it.
That's a good idea, seriously.
Maybe Akira can help track it for us.
Oh, that's so sweet. I mean, I love the car. I'm in love with it. But then there's more. You weren't done. Well, you were done with this car, but then you decided you needed to do another car.
Yes, Neil came home for his spring break, and we were like, what do we do? Let's go out and drive around. And we end up driving around looking for another clunker.
Did you know you were going to do that at the time, or did it just happen?
I think we genuinely made the decision maybe 3 hours before we bought the car.
Or maybe when we saw the car.
Or kind of like, if it happens, it'll happen, right? Yeah. So what was this car?
So it was a 1983 Alfa Romeo Spider. And the chef owned it, and he wanted to get rid of it. And we test drove it. It was another clunker, perfect for our skills. So we ended up going to
Perfect for our skills.
we ended up going to the local bank, get some cash out, pay for it, and drove it home again.
And your wife said, not again.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. There's a chapter in the book. There's a chapter in the book that she writes about, how she felt through all of this. But yeah, it is a wonderful 1983 Alfa Romeo Spider, which was black. When it was a clunker, it is Ferrari red.
It's red now, yeah,
It's
because
Ferrari
that's
red
on your
now.
website also.
Yes.
The KansalClunker.com includes the information on the Alfa Romeo. So you went even older with the car. The 1983 was older than the Integra,
It was older and
the Alfa
simpler.
Romeo. Yeah.
Simpler.
Oh, okay.
Simpler
well,
to
yeah,
work with.
two-seater, right?
It's a two-seater, but its windshield was broken. Its roof was torn. It drove funny. Needed a lot of work.
How many miles?
78,000?
That's it?
That's it. So yeah, it was
Wow.
it was a good find, and
That's-
it drives crazy. It's a sports car.
Oh, yeah. Is it ever? So you fixed this up. How long did it take you to do this car? Was it an easier the second time to do it than the first time?
Maybe easier to do, but took us a little bit longer just because I wasn't home that much
Oh,
anymore.
okay, yeah. COVID wasn't a thing.
No.
You
no.
weren't trapped in your house.
Nope. No, I was off at college during that time.
So then, Rushin, did you get stuck with doing most of this?
No, actually, Neil has done most of the work. I have been there for emotional support mostly.
Okay.
But yeah, Neil is much better with his hands, and I'm there as his helper most of the time.
All right. So you've developed a new skill, Neil.
I have
doing
developed
this.
a skill, yeah.
And that's a really valuable skill to be able to build cars. So 1983 Alfa Romeo, you finished that, and what do you do with it?
So we drove that car to, had to take another big trip.
Of course.
So we drove it to the easternmost point in North America, not just the United States this time, North America as a whole. So we took it to Cape Spear in Newfoundland.
I hope you did that in the summer.
It was, thankfully, in the summer.
Okay, good.
Weather still wasn't all that kind to us.
Oh,
A little
wow.
cold, a lot of rain.
So is this a convertible?
It is a convertible, and what we learned along the way is we had put the new roof on ourselves, but coming out of Quebec, up there, we entered the most severe thunderstorm that Canada had seen that season. And so we were driving in pouring rain. It's a golf cart on highways
Oh, my
with the
God.
semis driving around.
No.
And we literally had raincoats on and towels in our hands to wipe us and to wipe the car. And the radio, when it was wet, would not play anything. When it dried, it would start to work. But that said, the car made it to the easternmost point and all the way up into Gross Moon National Park, where not many people go anyways. It's like really up there in the loonies, and then this car made it
The
there.
loonies. That must have been an incredible trip. I mean, how beautiful it must be there.
It was absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah. Did you take a lot of pictures when you took these trips?
Lots of pictures, lots
Good.
of videos.
Yeah.
And
Is that
you-
on the website?
You can see all of that on our website.
Awesome. Okay. TheConsulClunker.com is the website. That was 4,000 miles.
That was 4,000 miles, but much more eventful 4,000 miles, because with this car, one time we were stuck on the road because smoke started to come out, and we realized the brake pads had burnt out. So literally on the side of the road, we had to replace brake pads. And by the way, when we went on these trips, we planned what might go wrong, and so we always carried some spare parts and tools. So the trunks of the car were all tools and
Filled
parts.
with parts. Yeah.
The back seat or space was our mini bags with our stuff for 2 weeks. But yeah, I mean, one time close to Gander, the car just stopped in the middle of the highway and did not respond. And we were like, now what? And then we tried again, and it started. And then we were so scared to turn it off
Yeah.
because we did not know if it will start again, because we were literally in the loonies now. This
Loonies.
not a town for 500 miles each way.
No. No, and who's going to find us?
And who's going to find us?
Yeah.
So it was very adventurous. but-
Wow, I'll say. I'm trying. I would love to have been a fly on the wall, so to speak, during this trip. You know, did you panic? I mean, how did you?
Yeah, I mean, we did not panic. I mean, we always knew the worst case scenario, right? The worst case scenario, other than an accident
Who gets
or
to
death.
eat who is the worst case.
Yeah,
right?
that too, that too. But first case, we are stuck by the road and somebody has to rescue us.
Or a moose comes by.
Or a moose comes
and you
by.
ride that off
Yeah, or we just leave the car there and you walk away.
and
that's
find
the end of
another
it.
one somewhere. So you still have the spider.
We still have the spider.
All right, you're holding on to that?
At least for now.
Maybe.
Maybe. Who knows?
Are you okay? Now, is there going to be another? Is there going to be a third car in your future?
Stay tuned to find out.
Okay.
Like I said, these aren't very planned decisions for us.
I can tell.
Yeah, they happen at the spur of the moment, and so you never know.
So you've written a book about the first one, the Acura Integra, called the Kansal Clunker. You have not yet written a book about the Alfa Romeo. What are you thinking? Is that something that might happen?
Well, some of the early reviewers have suggested we should,
I would, yeah,
so maybe we will.
yeah.
Maybe there's a movie.
Well,
in the future.
we mentioned that off the air when you guys first came in. I said I see a Netflix series.
Yeah, you have planted an idea.
Each season will be a car. So you start with the Acura, and then you go to the Alfa Romeo, and then who knows what.
Who knows what? I
What's
mean,
next?
we don't think too much about it. We just let things happen as
Yeah.
they come.
When that car presents itself, you will know.
When we see something, we will know.
Right? Yeah. So the book, it comes out December 9th. It's called The Kansal Clunker, Kansal, clunker.com. Please buy a copy. It's just a great, you have so much on your website too. You have videos, you have stories, you have everything. So I encourage you listening to go there and check out the website and pre-order a copy of the book. I'm so proud of this. I have a copy that Neil and RUCHIN brought me, and it says, you get the first signed copy of the book before official release. This is not for sale. This is my copy. So thank you both so much. This was such a pleasure. I've been looking forward to this.
Thank you, Pam, for having us. This was such a wonderful way to share our story.
It's just great. It makes me want to do something like that. It really does. It's like, I don't have a kid though. I have cats, and they're not very helpful when it comes to rebuilding cars. But what a great experience, and a wonderful story. Not just about doing things that you've never been before, but sharing it with someone in your family, and the things that you learned about each other, and it brought you together. So family time.
Family time and a lot of fun to be had.
Yeah.
Because you can actually fight with your family and still be together.
Yeah. Anything you want to add before we wrap things up about your experience with this? What was the most positive thing that you can share that happened?
A most positive thing, I think, really comes down to just all the people we got to know along the way.
Yeah.
Whether that be each other, to a whole new level, or just everyone on the road who we got to talk to, people who followed us through our first journey, followed us through our second journey on Instagram, and, we're always there to support us.
You
It
have
means
you
a
have
lot.
groupies now.
We kind of do.
You do. And I'm glad that, Neil, you mentioned the Instagram page, because you guys are on Instagram, and it is the Kansal Clunker on Instagram.
That is correct.
So you can go there, and there's a lot of stuff there. I'm following you, too. And I'm really sorry that Steve Zion, who owns Toyota of Wallingford, is not here today, because he would love to meet you both. And on your way out, you need to stop down in the service area and see all the classic cars that are down there.
Yeah, we would love to meet Steve and,
Well,
all the cars that
you'll
he
come
has.
back. That's a total deal that you'll come back and meet him when he's in town.
Yes, we
So-
would love to.
Thank you both. Best of luck with the book, and happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you and to everyone listening.
Thank you. And don't
Thank you.
forget, thekansalclunker.com is the website. Check it out and buy a book or two or three while you're there.